Welcome to Poetry Read for You by LauraSue. Today I am talking about a very serious subject. Kids having kids, basically. I'm going to read to you two poems. They're short poems, but they're about a very serious time in my life. I had ran away from home when I was 17 with somebody, and we ended up getting pregnant, and at the time I was really deep in my depression and all my mental issues, and I knew I wasn't capable of being a mother, and that hurt me very bad. And me and his father had issues. We just could not get along, as that happens. Two people sometimes just can't get along with each other. And not saying that he wasn't a good man, but I wasn't really a good person at that time. I was so messed up in my head and still suicidal and an alcoholic, and I just didn't know what to do with a child, and I knew I could not help him. I knew I would only hurt him, and that was a very hard lesson to learn at the age of 19, when I had my son. I got pregnant when I was 18 and had him when I was 19. I had my birthday in between. So it was very, very large dose of reality that, I did not know what to do with. I had him. He was beautiful, and I was so happy to see him in my arms, but I knew I could not raise him, and that really, really, really hurt. But I didn't want to end up being a mother like my mother was to me, so I did the best thing I could, and that was I gave him to his father willingly, because I knew that his father could provide for him and would provide a stable environment for him. And today, well, that has a good outcome. I'm friends with his father, his new wife, and me and my son have a good relationship, and he is a father himself now, and married and has his own little family. So my story turns out good, but what I want to tell you is not all stories turn out like that. And if you are an older teenager and you're thinking about playing around with your significant other, remember, it will end in another human life coming into this world, and you have to be ready to raise another human being, emotionally, mentally, financially stable, to raise another child, another human into this world. So it was something that I did not think about, and in hindsight, because my son, I love him so much, I wouldn't change having my son, but I would have thought better of my decisions of what I did after I had my son. And I ended up leaving. Me and his father had ran away to Arizona, and we could not keep our relationship together, and I ended up going back to New York, where I grew up. And the best decision for me to make was to leave my son with his father, because when I got back to New York, I ended up being homeless, and I did go seek help for my mother, and she just said, go on your merry way, and didn't even ask if I had a place to live or anything. So yeah, it's a big reality check when you bring another human being into this world. So I just want to tell you, as young people, if you are listening to me, or parents of young people, if you want to share this with them, always think about what you're doing before you do it. Don't do it in the heat of passion and end up creating another life that you are not ready to take care of, because that is a big, big deal. And sometimes there's not always someone there to fix your mistake or pick up the pieces when it happens. I was lucky. He has a good father. I was not lucky in the fact that when I came home, my mother wanted nothing to do with me. And it's hard. It's hard. And so I just tell you all, think about what you're doing before you actually do it, and think about the consequences of your actions, because they are very serious, and sometimes they affect other people and other lives. And this is a big deal, and it's very hard for me to talk about this, because that was a very hard time in my life, and I regret a lot of stuff that I did at that time. And I'm a better person today, and I thank God that my son and I have a good relationship now, but it took a lot of years to get there. So, think before you act, even in the heat of passion, because a lot of things can happen, and you might not be ready for the consequences of those actions. So, I want to read you these poems. They're hard for me. Just let you know. So anyway, 19. I hold my tiny baby in my hands. I pray to God He understands. I'm not able to hold him tight. I am not able to hold him every night. But in my heart, I will keep him very close. How I pray to God He knows. And that was written in February of 1993. And you can see what the consequences of my actions ended up, how I ended up feeling, and I can't imagine, it was just, I just pray to God, thanking Him that, everything turned out okay for me. Doesn't always happen. The second one I'm going to read is Momma Cries. And, of course, it starts out exactly what I told you. I was an alcoholic, and I was messed up in my head. And, again, a very brutally honest, very hard poem for me to remember back to, and what I was going through and what I was thinking in my head at that time, and how much I missed my child. So, Momma Cries. Mommy sits down to drink. Then she starts to think. Think about her little boy. She gave away her only joy. All the love she could be giving. She wonders where you are living. You are so far away. Baby, what did you do today? Why can't I get through this poem? Sorry, I'm having a hard time getting through this poem. I don't know why. Take 2. I'm going to read it again. I'm not going to stop this and redo it again. You get to see me in my full, bloopers and everything. So, okay. Again, as I told you, this is a very hard subject for me. So, please be patient with me. Momma Cries. Mommy sits down to drink. Then she starts to think. Think about her little boy. She gave away her only joy. All the love she could be giving. She wonders where you are living. You are so far away. Baby, what did you do today? Mama sits down to cry. Then she wonders why. Why she gave you away. Now, for all the wrong, she will pay. And that was written in March of 93. So, even though I did what I did, and I did it for the betterment of him, it hurt. It was really hard for me. And, I said I'm the honest poet, so here I am being honest with you and sharing with you a huge, I feel ashamed of part of my life, that was hard for me. And I just, again, like I said, we are in contact today and we do have a good relationship, but not everything turns out that way. So, here I am in all my honesty and seriousness and just telling you this is me. I said this was going to be an honest vlog, and here I am, being honest. So I hope you all appreciate today. and what I've had to share with you. And again, I appreciate you following along with me. And I like telling you the background of each poem. You can see that my poetry comes from a deep, deep-seated emotion inside of me, and I'm honest. I'm brutally honest. I mean, I throw myself out there. I say this is what I did, and this is what the consequences I had to deal with. And well, now you get to know me a little deeper, and maybe you don't respect me anymore, or maybe you do. But this is all about being honest and hopefully helping someone else, and I hope I can do that through my life, through my poetry, through talking to you, through being here with you. I hope that, and maybe someone else went through a similar situation as I did, and hopefully I can touch you in some way, some form, share with you, grow you, hopefully you can get a sense of, where I've been, what I've been through, where my poetry comes from, where I write from. I really do just want to be honest. And, as much as I throw myself under the bus, that's what this is about, I really want to show you the in-depth thoughts of a writer, what fuels us, what propels us forward. And these are the things, sometimes they're happy-go-lucky things, and sometimes there are things you don't want to share with people, but you do because you're hoping you're helping somebody. You're hoping somebody gets something out of what you're saying, or understands where you've been, or relates to you, and it helps somebody in the future. That's what I'm here to do. So again, I thank you for following along with me, and this was a rough one today, so I appreciate you. Okay, much love and many blessings.